Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we are tackling a tricky hard problem called equal sum grid partition 2. Let's break it down into bite-sized pieces so it's easy to follow. First, a quick note. I've slightly changed the visual format of these videos to be punchier and easier to read on smaller screens. Please let me know what you think in the comments. And as always, if any part of the explanation doesn't make sense, just drop a question down below and I'll get back to you. Okay, let's look at the problem. We get a grid filled with positive numbers. The main goal is pretty straightforward. We need to take a metaphorical pair of scissors and make exactly one straight cut all the way across our grid. It can be a horizontal cut between two rows or a vertical cut between two columns. When we make that cut, we split the grid into two separate sections. Our job is to see if we can make a cut where the total sum of the numbers in the first section exactly equals the total sum of the numbers in the second section. But there's a catch. If the sums don't match naturally, we are allowed to use a special move. We can pick at most one single cell from either section and just throw it away, or discount it, to make the sums perfectly even. But wait, there's a catch to the catch. If we decide to throw away a cell, the remaining cells in that section must stay glued together. You can't break a section into two disconnected islands. You must be able to walk from any remaining cell to any other, by going up, down, left or right. Let's walk through an example to see this in action. Imagine a small 2x2 grid, with the numbers 1, 4, 2, and 3. Let's try to slice it. Let's try making a horizontal cut right between the first and second row. This gives us a top piece and a bottom piece. Now we just add them up. The top piece has 1 and 4, which makes 5. The bottom piece has 2 and 3, which also makes 5. Since 5 equals 5, the sums match perfectly right out of the gate. We don't even need to use our discountability. We just return true, and we're done. Just a quick heads up before we dive into the code. We will be walking through the strategy using Python, but don't worry if that's not your main language. I'll show the full code for Java, C++, and JavaScript towards the end of the video. So how do we actually solve this efficiently? The core idea is simply iteration. We are going to programmatically test every single possible horizontal cut, and then every single possible vertical cut. As we test a cut, if the top sum and bottom sum aren't equal, we calculate the exact difference between them. Let's say the top is heavier. We need to find a cell in the top section that matches this difference exactly. Now for the hardest part of the problem, keeping the section connected. If our cut creates a section that is just a single straight line, like one row or one column, we can't remove a piece from the middle. If we did, it would snap into two pieces. So for single lines, we are only allowed to remove the very ends. But what if our cut creates a big, chunky two-dimensional box, with at least 2 rows and 2 columns? Here's the magic secret. In a grid like that, you can remove literally any single cell, even the center one, and the rest of the pieces will remain connected around it. Let's look at the setup for our horizontal cut checking function. We get the grid dimensions. We also set up a frequency counter called botfrec that initially counts up every single number in the entire grid. As we slide our cut downwards, we will move numbers from the bottom counter to a top counter. Here is our sliding cut in action. As our cut line moves down row by row, we take all the numbers from the row we just passed, add them to our top section's frequency tracker, and remove them from the bottom section's tracker. It's a very fast way to keep track of what numbers are where. Next, we update our running totals. We add the new row to the top sum, and calculate the bottom sum by subtracting the top from the grand total. If they match right away, awesome, we return true. If not, we find that difference we talked about. Finally, here is where we handle the discount. If the top section is bigger, we check its shape. If R is 1, the top is just a single row, so we can only check if the difference matches the left end or the right end. If it's bigger than one row, it's a two-dimensional box, so we just check our frequency map to see if the difference exists anywhere inside it. If you want to test this code out yourself without retyping it, you can go to the leetcodeunlocked.com/link in the description, so you can copy the code that is shown and explained in this video. Now getting back to the explanation. And here is the complete Python code for that approach. We basically run our checking function on the original grid for horizontal cuts, and if that fails, we flip the grid sideways and run it again to check the vertical cuts. Let's trace a quick example through this logic. Code can be hard to visualize just by looking at it, so let's run a simple example through it line by line. We have a grid with a heavy top row. We make our first horizontal cut right down the middle. The top row adds up to 17. The bottom row adds up to 12. The difference is 5. And the top is heavier. Because the top section is only one row thick, we have to follow the strict connectivity rule. We can only look at the ends, which are 10 and 5. We need a 5 to balance the scales. Luckily, the right end is exactly a 5. If we discount it, the top sum drops from 17 down to 12. 12 equals 12, so the function returns true. This shows us exactly how the logic handles the connectivity constraint smoothly. Let's talk about performance. For time complexity, we check every cut and do a bit of math, but we only traverse the whole grid a few times. This makes it big O of m times n, where m and n are the dimensions of the grid. Space complexity is also order m times n because of the frequency counters we maintain. Alright, that covers the Python solution. As promised, here are the full solutions for Java, C++, and JavaScript. Instead of pausing and typing these out, you can just go to leetcodeunlocked.com via the link in the description to copy and paste the exact code directly. Here is the full solution in Java. Next up, here is the C++ version. And finally, here is the solution in JavaScript. Before we finish up, I want to mention I have another channel called Leetcode Unlocked. I'm on a mission to eventually post a solution for literally every single Leetcode problem on the platform. If you want to study problems outside of just the daily challenge, make sure to check it out. Also, please do let me know in the comments how you like this faster visual slide format and ask any questions you might still have. Just to be completely transparent, you can probably tell this is narrated by AI. I built this tool to generate these clear explanations instantly to help myself study, and I share them with zero ads to help you too. If you want to help support that goal of covering every problem, you can donate at buymeaboba.com/leetcodedaily. Also, please make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. I post the daily problem as soon as it comes out. Keep coding and I'll catch you in the next one.